Guys, it's your boy Marc. Listen, before we get into the show, I just want to tell you, like sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you guys for the views. Thank you guys for the support. And thank you guys for the kind words and the kind text. Um, I'm just an old guy doing a podcast from his iPhone on his day off in his living room. And, I'm just trying to do something, trying to find my niche, trying to find out what this podcast is. I mean, this is 2 episodes in. So if you like what you saw, you feel like you're going to invest in the journey with me, sincerely, man, thank you. So with that being said, let's get into the show. It's Friday, baby. It is February 10th. It is damn near 60 degrees outside. In the last podcast, the weather outside was literally 5 degrees. The fact that we jumped up a whole 50 in February only means one thing. Global warming is real. And that's okay, because I'm here for it. I'd rather global warming than global cooling. You know what I mean? But it's okay, baby. It's Friday. So, like I just said, today's my day off. By the time you see this, I hope you're out of work. I hope you got plans. It's a busy week this week. We got the Super Bowl. We got Valentine's Day. It's going to be nice again tomorrow. So I hope whatever you savages are doing, that you're going to do it, and you're doing it, all the way through. Okay, so last show, at least 5 people hit me. I want you guys to know that I could take constructive criticism very well. And one of the things that I was criticized about the most was, hey, bro, if you sip coffee again on your show, you sound like a horse drinking out of one of them wooden buckets that horses drink water out of, I'm going to slap you. So, guys, I promise you, no coffee. I had the morning Java before we started recording, so I promise you I will not sip coffee in your ear and annoy the shit out of you. So I hope everyone's having a good week. I hope your week is a bank of success. If your week isn't, I hope next week is even better. I hope your vibes is good. I hope your mind is right. If you're a little down, don't worry about it. You woke up this morning, you know what I mean? And you're going to live to fight another fight. So my week was okay, actually. I had a pretty eventful week. So I opened up an LLC this week. I figured, hey, I'm starting a podcast. I might want to kind of have that. And I got some other things going on. So the wife and I opened up our first LLC. And it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. Now, I know millions of people probably have LLCs or whatever. But this was my first one I opened up. So I was pretty geeked about that. For those of you who don't know, I drive the bus for New York City. So when I went into work this week, the union head told me that one of the bosses wanted to see me. Now, man, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm like really in a mental fog, bro. Y'all know I love my coffee. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm like, what the hell did I do? Why is this guy harassing me so early in the morning? But he turned my frown upside down immediately. He was like, hey, bro, no, it's all good. You got an accommodation. Now, when you get an accommodation, more than likely that means that a passenger took their time out to write, some kind words about you. They complain too, but well, that's not an accommodation if they complain, but you know what I mean. You can get good phone calls or you can get bad phone calls. So he told me I got a good email, so the boss wants to see you. So I said, okay, cool. So I go upstairs to see the boss. Now, mind you, this is not my first accommodation in my job. Last time, a couple of years ago, when I got an accommodation, you get this folder. It's all nice. It has New York City Transit printed all out on the folder. You open it. It looks like you're damn near getting a diploma or a certificate or something. Well, it was a certificate. And your name is nice and neat in calligraphy. And whoever's the mayor at the time says, hey, man, you're doing a good job. And they sign a John Hancock. It's like a fancy deal. The city must be struggling for funds, bro. We must be in a financial crisis, because this time around, my accommodation was a picture of the email and transit saying, hey, thanks for your professionalism. You're doing a good job. I said, that's it? I don't get that fancy. But the fact that someone took their time out of their busy day to, kind of salute me and big me up, I appreciate that. What had happened was, last week when it was the Eagle was out last week, as we in New York City know, I was, driving out of the bus stop and I see this lady running. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that to her, man. It's brick out here. So I literally just stopped the bus on the corner and opened the back door and just let her on, and we made small talk and she said thank you. But I didn't know she was going to do that. So salute to her. Also this week, I ran into an old friend of mine from the neighborhood, it was really good seeing them, man. We're getting older. So when you start running into people you haven't seen in X amount of years, it makes you feel good because that person is still around and that person is healthy and that person is thriving. So I ran into an old friend of mine, Keith, from the old neighborhood. I heard someone go, "Hey, Marcus," because he has a super deep voice. I turn around, it's Keith. I say, "Hey, bro, what's up, man?" And we stopped and we chopped it up for like 4 or 5 minutes. The standard, "Hey, man, how's the family? How's the wife? How's the kids? How's mom? How's dad?" Stuff like that. You give each other a dap and you part ways. But I remember me and this guy used to be so close when we were younger. We both had a love for baseball. That's what kind of drew us together. And his dad had a vinyl collection. His dad had like the most insane vinyl collection. I mean, I thought my dad had a bunch of vinyl. My father couldn't touch his dad's vinyl collection. And I lived on the 3rd floor. He lived on the 2nd. And I was always down there, man. I was always down there. It was him and another friend of mine, Kareem. They lived close. So I used to go play the records at Keith's house, and me and Kareem used to swap Carcanine jeans. That's just what we did. So it was good seeing them because when you run into old people, like I said, and you haven't seen them in a while, just to know that they're alive, man. Because I know a couple of years ago, especially when COVID hit, I was getting texts or going on social media. It's like every other month somebody from the old block was dying, man. And I was like, damn, man. And you start to realize, yo, when was the last time I seen said person, So just the fact that I seen my old childhood from the block, hey, man, salute to you, brother. It was really good seeing you. So, like I said, it's Valentine's Day weekend. Valentine's Day's in 4 days, baby. Tonight is date night. Now, last show I was talking about date night. I was going to hang out with the wife and some cool-ass people. And tonight is that night, baby. Not going to do nothing fancy. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you guys. Probably just going to go for wings and beer. Or wings and, I ain't going to lie, me and my wife, we fancy a margarita. So we're going to do that. It's not about being fancy. It's about good company, good people, and good vibes. And tonight, that checks all the boxes. So tonight we're going to do that. I can't wait to see him. I'm going to try to get the wife drunk, throw a couple of margaritas up on her. See if your boy get lucky later. Valentine's Day weekend, baby. Yeah. Now, speaking of Valentine's Day weekend, let me tell you how my pastor, the man who prays for this guy, the man who has to lay hands on me because maybe I curse too much. Maybe I might drop a F-bomb here and there. Let me tell you how he did me dirty. He did me, and I hope he's watching this because he did me dirty. There's no way around it. He did me so bad. Okay, so my pastor's doing a thing for married couples, singles, whatever you want to call it, at church on Sunday. It's called A Night of Love and Laughter. I love the title. It sounds so nice. It's spiritual love and laughter. I ain't laughing, and I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you why in a minute why I ain't laughing. Pastor calls me a week ago. He goes, "Brother Marcus, I need a favor." I said, "What's up, man? Anything for you? Anything for you. I'll kick everybody off the bus, put you on, take you wherever you want to go. Anything for you. You're my guy. I love you. What do you need?" He tells me that he wants me to MC the Love and Laughter Night. Now, mind you, I said no problem without hesitation because I just knew this man was going to tell me that it was going to be on Saturday, February 11th. So I said, okay, cool, man. So, I'll get some games together and I'll see you on Saturday. Nope. He's African, by the way. So, Pastor, I'm going to do your accent. Don't kill me. He goes, "Brother Marcus, it is not Saturday. It's Sunday." Listen, I was like, bro, do you understand that Sunday is the Super Bowl? You're killing me, Pastor D. You're killing me. His name is Pastor David. I love him. I said, "You're killing me, bro." He said, "Do this for me." So I got to thinking, how bad could hell really be? How bad can hell really be if I say no to this man, watch the Super Bowl, lose a soul here and there? Like, how bad could it be? So, this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, I will be emceeing Love and Laughter Night at my church. And I'm telling you right now, this better be the equivalent to like saying 30 Hail Marys. I better get into the pearly gates just for this alone. But nah, Pastor David, that's my guy, and I don't mind doing that thing for him, man. So crazy. Speaking about Valentine's, so like I explained, I'm going out tonight with the wife and some friends, and I was trying to think, yo, when's the last time we went out? No, we go out to dinner and have date nights throughout the year, but when's the last time we went out for like Valentine's Day, And then it hit me. The last time my wife and I went out for Valentine's Day was February of 2020. Now, let me explain this real quick, then I'll move on. We don't go out on Valentine's Day like the day of. We don't do that. Honestly, we don't really trip off Valentine's Day like that. But we notice that when you go out on Valentine's Day, a lot of these places have a prefix menu. Not only do they have a prefix menu, we also notice, hey man, the price is a little up from the last time we was here on a random Tuesday in October, so we stopped doing that. But I remember this one time, and I can't remember the name of the restaurant we went to, but we went to this restaurant called something on the water. I don't know, sushi on the water. I don't know, but it's in Long Island City in Queens. So we went there, and it was eerie because around that time, people would start talking about this thing called the coronavirus. They even dubbed it COVID yet. It was just the coronavirus. And me being an ignorant American, I was saying, man, that don't happen. We good in America. We safe. So we get to the restaurant, and the vibe was off, man. It's like, we were one of the few couples that was at this restaurant. And I remember the servers, they were wearing masks. And I'm like, oh my God, man, people are being so dramatic. Why are you wearing a mask, mama? We Americans, baby. This ain't gonna happen to us. I mean, the rest is history. The whole world shut down a week later. And that was the last time we went out to Valentine's Day dinner. Guys, ain't gonna lie to you. Recently, I haven't been watching a lot of TV. I just haven't. I've been reading more. I'm old school like that. I like going to Barnes and Nobles and just kind of standing there for like an hour to kind of buy like 5 books that I'm never gonna get to. But it makes me feel happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do watch a little TV, but it's old school TV. Paramount Plus is winning in my household. Like Paramount Plus is knocking it out the park, right? I'm watching more of that than I am Netflix. So I used to watch this show called The Game on BET, about the football players or whatever. And then I seen that they came back with a reboot. I hate reboots, man. I do, because it could go left. It might not be the same thing it was when it was the original. But I was really invested in that show. So I said, you know what, let me give it a try. I watched The Game reboot, and mind you, I missed the whole first season. That came out last year. This year, I was like, let me just binge watch. Guys, it was really, really good. I'm telling you, I love that show. That show's still holding up to me. Also, Paramount Plus has literally every episode of the Twilight Zone. Now, the Twilight Zone was a thing I used to watch every New Year's when I was coming up. They used to play it out here in New York City on Channel 11. And I used to love it. And as a kid, it was scared the shit out of me. But I couldn't get enough of it. I thought I'd literally seen almost every episode there was of the Twilight Zone. I really thought I did. Paramount Plus got all of them. All of them. So, 2 episodes standing in mind real quick. 1, this guy needed 3 wishes. He needed 3 wishes. I think it was 4 wishes. He could make 4 wishes, anything he wanted. His first wish, he wished for $1 million. This is trippy shit. So he wishes for $1 million. He gets the $1 million. Guess who knocks at his door? The IRS. I'm like, bro, this is like 1958 I'm talking about. Hey, bro, they still knocking at people's door. That will never change. So that happened. And then there was an episode starring a black person. I gotta be real with you. Up until that point, I never seen a Twilight Zone starring a black person. I just thought it was all white dudes. Nah. And I was excited. I was like, oh, snap. The Twilight Zone had a show centered around a black main character. Here's where it got a little cringy for me. The way they was talking, man. I couldn't really stomach it. It was like, did we really? I gotta ask my mom. Well, she was on, damn, I wish I could ask my grandmother, but I can't because she's not here anymore. And my mom was only 5 years old, which is why I love watching these Twilight Zones, because it's just like, damn, man, when this came out, my mom was like 3, 4 years old. Anyway, the way the black character was talking, it was just cringy to me. He was like, because he was a boxer. The boxer name was Bowley, and this kid prayed for him to win a match, and he lost and whatever. So Bowley comes back to the block, and the kid goes, oh, Bowley, I pray for you so hard. I was like, what is this? That's how we used to talk. It's crazy. But where was I? Because I'm getting off a tangent on the Twilight Zone. I love that shit. Okay, so the Grammys was last week. Guys, 47. I don't care about no damn Grammys. I really don't. It's not my generation. I remember before I used to stay up, see Mike moonwalk. Or was that Motown? Yeah, that was Motown. But you know what I mean. It's passed me by. I don't need to watch the Grammys. However, this particular year, the Grammys was celebrating hip-hop's 50th year anniversary. So I'm not going to watch it. Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to watch it if I wanted to watch it live. But thank God for YouTube. So I said, you know what? Tomorrow, when I get a chance, I'll look at it and I'll see the performances. And let me tell you something, man. It was good. LL Cool J out there with his radio in his hand. Missy Elliott bodying the stage. They had the Pioneers. I seen on Instagram a snippet of Jay-Z, of Rakim walking up to Jay-Z. These are two God MCs. Yeah, two God MCs. I mean, it blew my mind, man. And I just started thinking about how much hip-hop means to me. How much it means to me. It's the soundtrack of my life. Now, those who know me know I love my metal. I love metal. I love rock and roll. I have to get to a Metallica concert before I die or they die. But at the core of me, I'm hip-hop. Like I'm a hip-hop dad. Like when my son plays me some of the new stuff that's out, it's not my music. I try not to shit on him and be like, hey, man, this sounds goofy. Get it out my face. But I try to listen when he tells me, hey, man, this dude just set a bar. Listen to it. And trust me, I get it because I used to be that kid, you know? And I was just thinking about how my mom used to take me to work with her, like on a Saturday. I think she was working another job, and she would take me and my oldest brother. She didn't have anyone to watch us at the time, and she would go, okay, stay in this back room. I think it was like a file, but it was a big file room. It was like a file room. Stay in this back room. And don't get into any trouble. Don't get into any noise. And I was like, Mom, I'm not going to make a sound. I got EPMD. I got Rakim. I got KRS-One. I got Cool G Rap on a Walkman. Now, those my age know the Walkman only had 3 buttons, baby. Stop, play, fast forward. And if someone dropped the ill bar, you had to take the tape out, flip it over, fast forward a little bit, take it out, flip it, put it back in, and that's how you rewind it. And that's how I will lose myself, man. Just those artists. Man, LL Cool J was like a superhero to me. I'll never forget going to Flipside Records on Southern Boulevard in the Bronx, buying the Bad album, and LL Cool J was standing on a Benz. I don't know if it was a Benz or a BMW, but baby, that car was foreign. And they'll go LL. He was like a superhero. Fly, light-skinned brother. Getting all the chicks. He needs love. But then he'll crush niggas like a jelly bean. LL told you, I'll crush you like a jelly bean. He's bad. Man, I love rap, man. And just to see that it's 50 years old. 50 years old. Rap is only 3 years older than me. Man, God bless that art form, man. God bless the pioneers who started it. If you're younger cats, if you love the art form like I did coming up, do your research, man. Do your research on how it started with Cool Herc, how it started in the Bronx, how it started. I'm telling you, man. And by the way, if you can, I think the Hip Hop Museum is opening up this year. Might be wrong, but Google it. It'll let you know. Me and my son went to the annex of the Hip Hop Museum. Shout out to my cousin Karen. She put me on. She's a host, by the way, of another podcast called What's the Point? Peace to you, Queen. And all these artifacts of Slick Rick, Coolio, Run DMC, DAT tapes, turntables. It was just something to see. So if you can, man, get out to the Hip Hop Museum, the annex, or get out there when it's fully open. If you love rap as much as I do, and if you're watching this, you probably do. Make sure you go treat yourself to that. Okay, now speaking also about the Grammys, your boy Sam Smith was full Satan. He was wilding out. Listen, I try not to judge. I grew up on listening to Black Sabbath. I grew up on Marilyn Manson. Now, these bands at the time was, deemed demonic, and everyone was kind of losing their shit, So, I'm not really losing my shit. I mean, it's trippy. Don't get me wrong. The shit Sam Smith was doing was trippy on that stage. I mean, he's in red latex, dancing with trannies, chicks. In the cages. It was some wild shit going on at the Grammys, man. Here's the trippy part. The man got a standing ovation, bro. Do you know who was in attendance in that Grammys? The president's wife. The president's wife was there while Sam Smith went full Satan, bro. ain't got a standing O. Back in the day, man, that shit would not have gotten a standing ovation. It just kind of makes me wonder where, I don't know, man, what's right and wrong now? Like, where's the line drawn? No one's seen. I mean, if that was back in the 80s or 90s, these shit, even early 2000s, people would have been outraged. But I don't think people are getting outraged. Maybe it's the fact that he's gay. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not judging. It's just observation, baby. Some trippy shit going on, man. And by the way, speaking of Ozzy, I think he won a medal Grammy. So, shout outs to Ozzy. Okay, ladies and gents, it is February. You know what that is, baby. February means it's Black History Month. So, happy Black History Month, if it means something to you right here. As I've gotten older, I don't really trip off Black History Month like that. Listen, Black history is American history. Black history is American history. Now, full disclosure, I thought America gave us February because they were being petty. I thought America was like, oh, really? I tell you what, black people, boom. Take February, the shortest month, and the coldest month, and get your black ass up out of here. Well, I mean, if y'all really loved us, y'all have gave us July. So we could barbecue every day, but no, you're going to give us February. Who wants to celebrate in that weather? But that was in my ignorance. As I did research, I found out that Carter G. Wilson was the guy, an African-American or Black American. He's the guy who started what would later become Black History Month. Now, Carter started Black History Week in the college that he attended. And the reason he started Black History Week, so the Black Americans at the time can get shine for their accomplishments or whatever contributions they made to America. And at the time, I could see why we needed that because, there's different times, baby. So, you kind of needed to highlight some of our achievements. But it was only a week, and it was 1 week in February because he chose Abraham Lincoln's birthday because I guess Abe emancipated the slaves, and he also chose that week of February because Frederick Douglass' birthday was on the 14th. And as years go on and it was being incorporated by other states, a week at some point became a month. And I'm like, you know what? That's pretty cool. Because I was going to come on here and quote Morgan Freeman to like, yo, man, I mean, is it really? But I could totally understand it. I'm not mad at it. But I do feel that at this point, Black history is American history. But if it's something that you celebrate, hey man, happy Black History Month. Speaking of Black History Month, a school in Nyack, New York, decided that for the 1st of February, to celebrate Black History Month, they were going to give the kids, the black kids, something special for lunch. They were going to give them fried chicken, waffles, and watermelon. Okay, so let's dissect that. Let's start with fried chicken. There's no way you're going to tell me that black people are the only people on God's green earth that like fried chicken. You know how many times I've been to Virginia? How many times I've been to the South? Bro, you go to a Cracker Barrel, you go to wherever that Southern cuisine is sold. White people eating fried chicken, man. So can we just start with the narrative that all black people, only black people like, well, shit, all black people do like fried chicken. Shit, I do. But everybody likes fried chicken. So can we just start with that narrative that is solely a black thing and experience? Bro, if you're in America, you eat fried chicken. I don't care what race you are. Now the waffle part. Let's break this menu down. The waffle part. Not gonna lie to you, I'm not mad at that neither. Waffles are delicious with chicken. Waffles are delicious with chicken, and they're delicious when you put butter and syrup on them, and the syrup spills over to the chicken. It's delicious. I don't have a problem with this menu so far. Mind you, it was a Wednesday, February 1st, so the original menu was Philly cheesesteaks. Now, let's say went to Max's or Geno's or Pat's. How good was really that Philly cheesesteak? So if I was a 6th grader and it's a Wednesday and I see you replace that dry-ass Philly cheesesteak with chicken and waffles, bro, I'm going to go home and have a story to tell. Ma, you never believe what they gave us today for lunch. Mama, we had chicken and waffles. Here's where the story goes left, though, champ. and here's why I can see people being offended. I promise you, I try to be fair. I try to look at things from both sides. Here's why I can see people being offended. Bro, they served that joint with watermelon. I find that shit a little bit insensitive. No, it's insensitive. No, it's really insensitive. Not even a little bit. It's insensitive, but extremely hilarious. First of all, watermelon's not even in season. So they really thought they were doing something good. They really thought they were doing something good for their black students, man. They went out and found watermelon in February, bro. You can't make this shit up. It's hilarious, but it's insensitive. And here's why. There's two things I'm never going to do around white people. I'm never going to say the N-word around white people. Nah, man. You don't get that from never. And the second thing, I'm never going to eat watermelon around white people. I feel like if I was to eat watermelon around white people, I'll transform into that little boy from the Twilight. I'll be saying, "Hell, bowling, bowling, bowling." I'm not doing that. It's not happening. I am not eating watermelon around white folk. I remember one time, my wife and I went to Philadelphia. We went to Philadelphia. I think I don't know, it was the youngest kid's birthday. Forgot where we went. So we're in a hotel room. So we get up. It's in the morning time. Baby girl's getting changed. We all getting changed. We're going to go out, start the day, celebrate the birthday. My little 5-year-old came out of the bathroom with a watermelon outfit. I almost lost my shit. I said, "Hey, whoa, babe. What is this? What is this?" Okay. My kid loves watermelon. She does. Her dad, who is just a psychotic sicko, will prefer her to enjoy her watermelon in the privacy of her home. That's one. Two, you're not eating that shit around white people. Daddy don't do it, you're not doing it. 3, you're not going to go out there dressed like a full melon, bro. What are we doing? I lost it. I said, babe, I know you got other clothes in there besides sending her out in the world dressed like a watermelon. Now, my wife is from the Caribbean. She didn't see anything wrong with it. And trust me, I understand, I get it. But the American in me, knowing the history of this country, with black people in watermelon, I'm telling you, man, bowl it. I feel like that would have happened. No. Marcus doesn't eat watermelon. Marcus will never eat watermelon in front of white people. And Marcus will never let his kids go out there dressed as a full watermelon. It ain't gonna happen. So, I don't know if you guys been on the Iraq. I don't know if you follow things that are going on in the world besides, I don't know, Jay Prince and one of the Migos getting into some dumb shit. I don't know if you follow anything outside of that. But if you do follow stuff outside of that, you will know that this past week, we had 2 big-ass Chinese balloons flying in the air. Not 1, but 2. And they was up there in the air for roughly 8 days until we shot it down over the Atlantic. Now, it got shot down out of the sky February 4th. Here's some trippy facts and news to go along with that. The Chinese government was mad that we shot the balloon out of U.S. airspace. To quote my good friend Julio, are you shitting me? You're mad that we shot your balloon? We didn't even know what this balloon was when it first. Actually, we didn't even spot the balloon. Thank God for that pilot who was 30,000 feet in the air who spotted the balloon. They're like, hey, man, see this balloon that's the size of 3 buses, some Chinese writing on it, bro. I think we might want to look into this because it don't look good. The Chinese government was mad that we shot the balloon out of the air. Now, here's why they were mad. They said, this is what they said. No, they said that, hey, man, it was a weather experiment balloon that just kind of went from our side and landed on your side. Come on, what are we doing here? It sounds bogus. So after a lot of pressure, after a lot of, hey man, Biden, what are we doing, bro? You gonna shoot the balloon down out of the sky? We shot the balloon down out of the sky. Now, as of yesterday, we come to find out, once we shot it out of the sky, collected everything out of the ocean, went back and kind of examined everything, it seems like they had some tools in there to collect electronic communications from us. Well, no shit. Maybe they ain't calling it a spy balloon for nothing. This scares me, guys. China is testing our gangster. China think we're some punk ass bitches. You ever had one of them old school fights and y'all went shoulder to shoulder before someone finally threw a swing? What you gonna do about it? No, what you gonna do about it? So then do something then. China's testing us, man. This is some scary shit. So while this is happening, also this week, we had the State of the Union address from the president. Just like the Grammys, baby, I ain't interested. But I do a podcast on my iPhone from my living room on my day off. I might want to see some highlights of this thing. We in trouble, guys. We in trouble. Shit got spicy at the State of the Union.
Some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority. Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a...
Shit got real spicy. We're in trouble. We're so divided. They booed the president. The president said some slick shit that wasn't necessarily true, and he tried to walk it back, and they booed him. Everybody was booing him. And what's so trippy about the State of the Union, okay, so we have a president, right? He's a Democrat. And if he says some shit the Democrats like, the whole side would stand up and clap, and the other side would sit down. If it was a Republican president, the whole side Republican would stand up, and the Democrats would sit down. It was like, damn. How divided are we, man, as a country? And guys, we got to stick together because I don't know if you notice, the Chinese are coming, and I'm not one of those guys who's just gonna loosely say dumb shit like, "Hey man, I don't know. I think we might be going into World War III." But guys, I'm 47, and if you're around my age, when have we ever felt like the world was gonna be at war? Well, it's close to another world war, than the time that we're living in now. Yo, they chin checked us, bro. They trying to see what we made out of. And if I'm being totally honest, I don't see that happening with Orange 45. I don't think they would have touched Trump gangster like that. I love President Obama. Love him. Smooth as can be. But he was a killer. I don't even think they would have tested President O's gangster. So we'll see, man. So let's just try to stick together, my people. Okay, now let's get into some lighthearted stuff, because I just told you, idiots, that we're going into World War III. Maybe I'm the idiot for saying that. I hope so. I really do hope so. The NBA was on fire. Pure fire this week. I go to bed on a Wednesday. It's relatively quiet. I wake up on Thursday, and the whole damn landscape of the NBA changed. But before we get into all the trades and stuff, you know what? Let's get into the trades, and then I'll talk about LeBron after the trades, because I got a lot to say about that. Okay. Kyrie Irving was the first shot. He got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. I like Kyrie. I do. I know Kyrie is not a lot of people's cup of tea, but he stands by his principles, and you gotta respect the man for that. That man wanted no parts of the vaccine. The media pressure that he got for not taking that vaccine, I mean, it was out of control. It was a lot of pressure. Stronger people would have folded to that, but not Kyrie. He stuck to his guns. You know, he really did, and I respect him for that. I know, but it came at the expense of his team and playing with his team. But he stuck by his guns. You got to salute him. You got to. And then Kyrie, oh, no, before the vax thing, Kyrie went like AWOL. There was that. Then he didn't want the vax, and, you know, they wasn't allowing unvaxxed players in New York. You guys know the history. And then he got in trouble for what was being perceived as anti-Semitic statements. Kyrie doesn't come across as a person who hates other human beings. He just don't. Guys, these guys are rich. I don't know these people. You know, he might be an asshole, but I'm just telling you from the outside looking in, Kyrie doesn't seem like that type of person. Yeah, the whole world is flat shit and, you know, whatever. It's okay. That's his views. But he seems like a pretty decent kid. But the question is, can you win with him? Outside of winning with LeBron, which he performed phenomenal in those finals, he goes to Boston, he's up out of there. But the teammates still love him, though. I will say that. You won't hear anybody saying any bad thing. Well, maybe James Harden, because James Harden's like, I can't fuck with this dude. I'm out of here. But for the most part, it seems that his teammates, where he plays at, they get along with him. You know? But then he goes from Boston, and then he goes to Nets. Now, mind you, bro, I remember my friends talking so much. I'm a Knicks fan. And I remember all those dumbasses who live in New York but don't root for. I don't care if we're the last place team forever. You live in New York, champ. You root for the damn Knicks, okay? But I remember all those Knicks haters telling me when it was Kyrie, Harden, and KD, how Brooklyn was going to take it all, baby. We was going to have a parade in New York, but it wasn't going to be for my bum-ass Knicks, who, by the way, is not playing too bad right now. They was going to have it for Brooklyn. Yo, bro, with them three super talented superstars, they won one playoff game. One playoff game. And I guess the owner of the Nets had it. So he sent the good brother packing to Dallas. And then, a few days or a day after that, he sends KD to Phoenix. It's over for the Brooklyn Nets, man. It's over. I know Spencer Dinwiddie is like, God damn. I had a good thing when I was here because he got traded back in the Dallas deal. I know Spencer Dinwiddie is like, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all trade me back. Not only did you trade me back, but then you got rid of KD. So it's like, man, I'm back at square one, baby. But you could tell the owner and Kyrie, you could tell no one's sending each other a Christmas gift, for Christmas. Because that man wanted to go to Los Angeles. Like, he did. LeBron even said in a tweet, yo, what is it, me? What's going on, baby? He wanted to go there. But you sent this ass packing to Dallas. Which, honestly, isn't that bad. I mean, it's a fucking Dallas Mavericks, man. They got Luka, But KD wanted to go to Phoenix. And because KD stood tall, and because KD, he's KD, baby. He got to go where he wanted to. So, it's good. And then the Lakers got rid of Russ. Sad, man. I was watching Stephen A. Smith. He was like, yo, this is probably the end of Russ. I'm like, really, man? Really? I know things was shaky in the beginning and they got off to the slow start. And Russ was like, on his, I'm not coming off the bench. But then the man finally came off the bench and he was playing really well, And I hope, listen, Stephen A. and all these guys who get paid for a living to talk about basketball no more than me. But I just think Russ, I'm going to say he's a good dude. I think all these guys are good dudes, man. You know what I mean? If you come from where you come from and you make it to up out of the mud, I'll salute that. I'm going to always root for a person like that, unless you're like a total asshole. But Russ doesn't seem that way. It's like Kyrie and Russ, man, they just march to the beat of their own drums. And I guess sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. But, what do I know? So, the big news of the NBA this week was LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring leader. He passed him. Let me see. What did LeBron do? I do a podcast. You think I might have the points all time already loaded up for you. Okay, cool. LeBron has 38,390 points. LeBron got at least, and mind you, he isn't eking by. He's playing at a effing high level. LeBron is still a beast. Those who know me know that's my favorite player. I flew out to Los Angeles to go see LeBron play. I've seen LeBron play in every team he's ever played for. I've seen him live. When we went to Los Angeles, me and my buddy, we seen who's a fucking Jordan fan. I mean, Jordan's like Jesus to this guy. Like, I remember one time he told me that he seen Michael Jordan walk on water. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You really Mike's walking on water? Like Jesus. But we were in the house when LeBron broke Michael Jordan and passed him on the scoring list. We was in the house for that. And now he eclipses Kareem. And it was done so classy. Kareem handed him the ball. And by the way, shout outs to Cap. I love the way he conducted himself. He didn't come off as a bitter old dude. You could tell he loves the game. This is part of the game. People are going to pass you. He doesn't get talked about enough in these all-time debates, But Cap, man, salute to you, good brother. The things he did in the 60s with that social climate back then, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar does not get talked about enough. And my cousin, he'll tell you, he loves him some Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he's right. He doesn't really get mentioned, but he should. So shout out to Cap. Back to LeBron. Say Mike is better than LeBron. Cool, man. It's your opinion, guys. We all are different human beings and we all have different thoughts and opinions, and that's cool to have that. But I never understand like full LeBron haters. Think about this guy. This guy, out of high school, was called the chosen one. This guy, every team he has been to, the least you're going to do is make it to the NBA Finals. No, he didn't win every NBA Final he played in. But he's been there more than a lot of people. He leaves everything out on the court. LeBron James never, ever cheats the game. He jumps out the window sometimes with stuff he says on Twitter, about political shit. And, like, LeBron, man, maybe you need to do some fact checking before you say some shit. Bro, that's 80%, 90% of the country. We all do that. I'm going to say shit on this podcast without researching a lot of shit. That's just the world we live in. But LeBron James is class personified. The man built a school in his old hometown. The man has been married to the same chick. Listen, I'm a regular guy. Being married to the same woman is hard as all beans. This man's a billionaire. And he's been married with the same chick and never once got caught in any sort of outside affairs or scandal. Never. You think Jordan's better than him? Cool. But you gotta admit, LeBron James is, in my opinion, he's the greatest basketball player of all time. But from the outside looking in, this motherfucker's probably like one of the top 3 human beings that ever lived, bro. I'm telling you. Salute to the king, man. I'm telling you, I'm always going to be a fan. Until the day he retired. And I can't wait to see his son ball, man. That's going to be some big shoes to fill. But, it's exciting, man. It's exciting. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the show with, I was thinking, I was like, how can I wrap up the show? How can I put a nice little bow on the show and then go out and start my day? And I think I want to wrap up the shows by giving, messages. The name of the show is Don't Kill the Messenger, right? Corny like that. So I was like, let me wrap up the show, with a message. And the message today is about failure. Failure. What is failure? This is my interpretation of what failure is. Failure is a much needed component in the process of trying to accomplish shit. You're going to experience failure when you're striving for something greater than yourself. So when you fail, just know it's part of the process. Just know that you can learn from that. You can learn from failure. You can dissect failure. Failure can teach you what to do the next go round. It can teach you what not to do the next go round. But failure is a teaching tool, especially if you're really trying to do something. And that's whatever it is in life. I'm really talking to you, and I'm talking to myself. Got to be honest with you guys. Had a little anxiety about the second show. I dissected that first show. Remember, I probably got 25 views. I made a blip in the YouTube world. And out of those 25 views, I probably was me who watched it like 21 times. But I had to remind myself, it doesn't matter. You got to keep pushing, man, no matter what. No matter the setbacks. No matter the anxiety. No matter the failures. You might fail when you attempt to do shit. But here's what I know. I know I'd rather fail attempting to do things than to sit back and wonder what could have been. To me, it's just me personally, Marcus, that shit would eat me alive. It would eat me alive. I would feel like I'm not being an example as a man, especially for my sons, if I just didn't have any motivation to try and push the envelope a little bit. And as I spoke about last show, now that I'm getting older, I don't have a second to waste. My little brother, man, I told you in the beginning of the show that I was getting to Texas and all that. My little brother told me that he admires me. And I was like, you do? I was like sincerely and genuinely shocked that he said that. And I didn't want him to stroke my ego when I asked him why. I really wanted to know why do I inspire you? He said to me, because when you want to do something, you do it. And if I'm being honest with you guys, which I promise you I'm always going to be, that wasn't always the case. So don't wait. If you want to do it, do it. Try. And you might fail. But get your ass up and try again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. It is a beautiful day in New York City. It is date night. And I'm excited. I'm going to go have some chicken wings and drink margaritas and talk shit with some good friends. Whatever you're doing. If you're going to hang out with the boys, if you're going to go hang out with the ladies, if you're going to go hang out with your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever it is you're going to do this weekend, remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next week. Peace.